All right. What's up, everybody? Little late night live. It's currently 10:23 at night. If you guys know me, you know that I pretty much do most of my work at night while the kiddos are in bed. Unlucky for me, Joey is still awake right now, so you might see me get up and get him every couple minutes as he gets in and out of bed. But what I'm going to do tonight is something that I've never shown before, and that's how I load whatnot shows, especially preloaded shows like this. I'm probably going to load photos and everything. I'm going to at least have titles. I'm not sure if I'm going to put photos in, but I've had a lot of questions recently on how I load whatnot shows, how I set them up, how I determine things when I'm loading up shows. So I figured this would be a cool like behind the scenes live, showing how I do this, so that way you guys can kind of see it. It's actually a lot simpler than most people think it is to load a whatnot show. You're going to see that I'm probably going to load this show completely within 15 minutes. It just depends on how long it takes me to put in weights and everything like that. So it's going to be really simple, really easy to watch, really easy to see how I do it. And then, of course, if you guys have any questions while I'm doing it, feel free to ask. But this is one of our fully loaded shows, so we're going to be able to show you how we load one of these shows up compared to a random pool show, because a random pool show is completely different. It's just one listing with a quantity of 100. They're all the same weights. That show's super easy to set up. Like, there's not really much into it, and you guys are going to see when I load this how different that is than the one I'm loading today. But yeah, I figured I'd just hop on live. I'm going to be working anyway, so I'll probably do this more often when I'm doing like nighttime stuff. It's probably not going to be all eBay. Sometimes it might be loading in spreadsheet numbers. Sometimes it might be putting up eBay listings, stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And yeah, hopefully you guys had good sales today and you guys get to watch kind of what I do. Let me open up Whatnot really quick because I don't have Whatnot open right now. I just have eBay open, and let me load it up. So I'll show you guys kind of how I browse the background of Whatnot, how I get into my show, and then what I do after I get into my show. So we'll show that first, and I'll show you guys the spreadsheet. There's only one thing I'm not going to be able to show you guys is my consignor spreadsheets. That's where I got all of the information from to put into the secondary spreadsheet, which I'll explain that in a second. But you guys are going to be able to see how I load the show and everything like that. You don't really need to see the consignor spreadsheets anyway. So here we go. This is the Whatnot interface. This is what it looks like on my end. And then from here, I'm just going to click on this in the top right hand corner. Just gives me all of my information. And then I'm just going to click on shows. And then from here, I'm just going to go into tomorrow's show, which is I'm going to rename this. I'm going to create a photo for this and all, so that way it'll be able to pop on the screen when I'm on the show. What's up, Carolyn? What's up, Amy? What's up, Bobby? What's up, Ralph? What's up, everybody? And then I'm just going to enter the show. So this is what it looks like after I've entered the show. These are the stats that we're able to see. On the computer, it's much easier to see these stats over on the right-hand side. So as we're running the show, as we're making sales, we're able to keep up with how much gross sales, what we've made. This is before any fees are taken out, anything like that. It gives us our estimated orders. It also shows how many shares, how many tips, how many bookmarks we have. All that good stuff is on the right-hand side. And then this is where the chat will show up. So if somebody comes into the live right now and says something, even though the show is not running, I will still be able to see it on the chat side. It'll be pinned for everybody to see, basically. And then from here, obviously you see that the auctions are blank, the giveaways are blank, everything over here is blank because I haven't put anything in yet. So that's where part 2 comes into play. And this is part 2. So we have to go into, oh, I'm not even showing this, my bad. It opened up a secondary screen. Sorry. Let me go back over that again, because I forgot that when it opens up a secondary screen, you guys don't see any of this. So this is the part that I'm talking about right now. Let me make sure it's showing over here. Okay, let me rephrase, or let me go over everything. So this is what my interface looks like when I'm running the show. We have the top right-hand corner has gross sales, estimated orders. You have your tips that come in, your shares, and how many bookmarks you have. All the chat shows up over here. On the phone, it looks a little bit different. It's on the bottom of the screen. So on this side, it'll show all of the questions that come in. You have separations from questions, buyers, mods, all that good stuff. So you can like separate the chat out. We always just keep it on all so that way you can read everything. If we ever get to the point where we have like 500-600 people in our live and we can't keep up with chat, that's when we'll probably start using some of these other buttons. But for right now, we just use the chat. It also shows how much watching, activity, all that stuff is on the right hand side. So as I'm running the items, Kayla's like looking at this part of the screen. She's able to keep up with sales data, all that good stuff. And then on the left side over here, that's where we have all of our auctions. So we have auctions loaded up on this side, and then you have your giveaway tab, you have your pending tab, offers, all that good stuff. I don't have any listings up for offers right now. So this is the tab we're going to focus on right now. I have to preload the show. So we're going to load everything in to the auction tab, and I'll show you exactly how we do that as long as I remember to switch the screen. My bad, chat. And we're going to go over to this spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet right here is one that Whatnot gives you to load your shows. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to load this spreadsheet with all of the information, and once you get all your information in, from there, that's when you'll be able to take this spreadsheet, you're going to be able to download it, and then I'm going to be able to upload it right to Whatnot, and it's just going to bring everything in super fast. So you'll see as I'm going through this how I'm working on the spreadsheet. It's really, really simple. It looks kind of crazy right now, but it's super simple. So I save this spreadsheet every time I'm done with it. All I have to do is delete these first 3 rows and delete these last 3 rows, and then I can just start loading in the show. All of these items were loaded in on separate spreadsheets. These are all the items that are going to be in tomorrow's show, but these are on the consignment spreadsheet. So what I do is I just copy and paste the consignment spreadsheets into this one, and then I start working on this one. I download it, and then I'll upload it into the Whatnot. So I know that sounds really confusing, but once you guys see how it goes, it's going to be really, really easy. Where do you get that sheet? It's on Whatnot. I'll have to figure out exactly where it is on Whatnot because I forget where I found it. If you go to Whatnot, let me see if I can find it. Let me go to Google really quick and see if I can find it. I think it's, what is this called? Whatnot. Template. Whatnot. What is it called? There's a template on Whatnot. I forget the what they call it. It's like Whatnot show template. Let me see. Good. Promote your show. Show format. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna put it in after this. After this whole thing is done, and I'll link it in the video afterwards, so you guys can come back to it. I might even make a short form video on it because it's. I forget exactly where I found it. He's shooting his sister with a gun, with a Nerf gun right now. All right, I'll figure it out. If somebody knows, oh, there it is right there. Here it is right here. Look up this. I found it. Boom, boom. This right here, it's called, just look up Google upload products via CSV and then Whatnot, and you'll come to this page right here. I'll comment, or I'll copy and paste this page down below too, so people on Facebook can just click on this and go into it. But then you're just going to download this CSV template right, no, not that one. Which one is it? Is it this template? No, UK, all non-clothing, all non-coin US. Okay, so it's this template right here. You're just going to click on that and it's going to give you a download. And then from there, you're going to have this template that you saw just a second ago. It's going to be blank, and then from there you fill out your items into that. Like I said, I've already filled out all of this. I've had the description left over from the last time I did a show, so that's all left in. Quantities left in, auction is left in, and then price is left in from the last time. So it'll be blank, and you're just going to add all this stuff in as you load your show. It's very, very simple, easy to do. Inventory upload spreadsheet. No, yeah, it's a CSV spreadsheet, and you're going to see I'm going to download this as a CSV as soon as I'm done. So from here, what I'm going to basically do is I'm up to the categories, and you're going to see how easy this is to do this. So this is a women's Patagonia shirt, or I think it's a Patagonia pair of pants, but either way, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just going to be women's, and then the subcategory is going to be, where is it? I think it's women's modern, or no, women's contemporary. So that's a women's piece, women's contemporary. It's not vintage, so it goes in the contemporary category. And now this is pretty much ready to go. All I have to do is put in my shipping weight, and then that's all I have to do for that listing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this and copy this line, and I'm going to paste it into each one of the women's items that I have. So this is a men's piece, so I'll skip over that line and paste it in right there, paste it in right there. I think we have mostly women's items in this show. So it's going to be a lot of women's and very little men's. So basically I'm just going to scroll through here, keep adding in the women's fashion. Again, I just copied this so that way I don't have to sit there and click every single one. I just have to scroll down and look for the women's items. And basically I'm just looking for our title and just looking for the ones that say women's as opposed to men's. And I know which item is going to be a women's because we preloaded the show earlier, so I kind of understand which one's women's, which one's men's. Farm Rio set. If you guys watched the stream earlier, the live earlier that we did on Whatnot, it wasn't on YouTube. It was only on Facebook and Whatnot. But if you watch it, basically you saw most of these items already. We kind of did a pre-show and we sold quite a few items during the pre-show as well. But this is the not so fun part of just scrolling through and adding in all of the basically item specifics that you do on eBay. You're basically doing this for Whatnot. Boom, boom. Scroll down, keep going. Like I said, most of these are women's items. So like I have a men's piece right there, so I'll skip that one. And we're going to do a 100 item show tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to run all 100 items, but we're going to load 100 items for tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty big show because I had two decently sized consignment orders come in. So I want to try to get all of them out before we get our pallet in, which is supposed to come in within the next week or two. It's already shipped. It's on its way, but I don't want to have to, hold on to a bunch of inventory. Okay, that's a dress. That's a Jams World. Women's top. Women's, men's. Okay. And now for the ones that we didn't fill out, now we have to put in for the men's category. So we're just going to scroll here, find men's fashion, and then find men's modern, which should be right here. And then now we're just going to copy this line and we're going to paste all this in. Really, really good men's stuff in the beginning of the show tomorrow. We have a poncho shirt we're going to run. What else do we have? We have a Howler Bros. Whoops, messed that one up. We have a Howler Bros piece that goes for like $80 to $100. It's pretty crazy. Ah, man, I messed that one up again. It keeps not copy pasting. There we go. Command V. Command V work. All right. Men's, as you can see, tomorrow's show is lots of women's, but I think the following week's show is going to be mostly men's. So it's going to be like a give and a take. Okay, now this whole row is loaded. Now the next thing we need to do is I need to pull down my item description. My item description is pretty much the same for every show. No cancellations. Please bid responsibly. That way if somebody tries to cancel after the auction is done, I basically just say, hey, in our description we said there's no cancellations. Sorry, you'll have to keep the piece. We'll be shipping on Monday. I usually get at least one person after every live, message me and ask to cancel, and I basically say, sorry, we've said in the beginning of the show there's no cancellations. It's an auction, so if you go to an auction house and you try to cancel after you buy the item, the auction house won't let you. They'll basically kick you out and not allow you to come back. So that's how we treat it. So what's your email for consignment? It's kwayconsign@gmail.com. I'll throw that into the chat too. At gmail.com. What's up, Tej? Tej, you're here. I see you. All right, now is the shipping weights part. So this is going to be a little confusing. If you're first loading a show, I would highly suggest you go through and put in your proper shipping weights, meaning you weigh every single item. Because we've loaded so many items, I understand that I am going to overload the price. So basically, if something weighs like 8 ounces, I'm going to make sure I put it up to 11 ounces. Usually it doesn't mess with the customer shipping. People buy 1 to 2 items, and if they buy 1 to 2 items, then basically they would have been on free shipping anyway, no matter what weight I put in, because on Whatnot, between 1 and 5 pounds, you get free shipping. So I'm going to load this stuff up. It's going to look a little confusing, but basically I'm just going to look at the title. This is a Patagonia women's medium quarter zip. I know that weighs about 1 pound, so I'm going to click on that. Another Patagonia quarter zip, that's going to be 1 pound. Stio pair of men's khaki pants, that's going to be between 1 to 2 pounds. Pair of shorts are going to be 8 to 11. Patagonia black hoodie is going to be 1 to 2 pounds. What do we have next? We have a Peter Millar Argyle sweater. That's only going to be 1 pound. I try to keep everything right around that pound mark. So basically I can tell the customers like, hey, once you buy 1 item, you'll be on free shipping. And then your next 2 to 3 items should be free shipping, depending on what you buy. So that's why I keep it around a pound for everything, unless it's like a lighter weight item. So if it's a lighter weight item, I'll put it as a lighter weight so that way they can buy a little bit more and get a little bit extra out of their free shipping. But most of the stuff in the show for tomorrow is going to be a pound shipping. It's going to be right around that pound mark. So we're on Patagonia Purple Sweater. We got lots of Patagonia in the beginning of the show tomorrow too. So if you like Patagucci, make sure you come out because it's going to be a good show. Button up is 8 to 11. The price you enter, that would be the auction starting price. Yes. So I put $10. Tomorrow's going to be $10 starts on everything. So I'm going to put $10 in, except for the last few items. These I'm going to change as soon as I get down here. I was going to change these over to $5 starts for the last few. Everything else is going to be $10 starts. But all of this is worth way more than $10. So that's why we can do a $10 start. I know a lot of people do $1 starts. If you're just starting Whatnot, I would highly suggest you start higher on those starts. Don't do dollar starts if you don't have to. If you're bringing really good inventory, start your stuff a little bit higher so you make a little bit of profit no matter what you sell it at. And we've slowly worked our way back up to higher starts, because before we were doing dollar starts, and sometimes some auctions were really great, but then other auctions we got eaten alive on dollar starts. There was, especially if we're doing consignment, if we sell something for $5, we're making almost nothing to sell that item. So now that we're starting at $10, makes it worth it. If we sell something and we at least make $2 to $3, makes sense for us. Lululemon gray shorts, 8 to 11. We're just gonna go down. Dollar or nothing. Yeah, we're not. I don't think that's the name of the game. Renzi's a big seller on Whatnot, and he starts all of his stuff at $39 starts. So you can definitely make it if you do higher starts. A lot of these Lily dresses, we have a whole bunch of Lily dresses tomorrow. Those are all going to be a pound shipping. My first show last Saturday, so on Whatnot, what happens if you underestimate the weight? Does it come out of your profits? So you have 3 label adjustments every single week. So let's say you messed up on 2 items and you had to readjust the weights. Whatnot gives you 3 per week that you're allowed to change, and they do not take it away from you. So they basically eat the cost on those 3 items. Now I will say, if you're doing it every single show and you have multiple shows in a row that have bad weights, there is a chance that Whatnot reaches out to you and says like, hey, make sure you put your stuff in correctly. And I will say this, I've received orders from people on Whatnot that were way off on their weights and made it to me just fine. I feel like the post office just charges Whatnot for those missed weights, or they don't charge them at all because they're such a big shipper, and they don't care. So I've had people send me 5-pound items with only a pound weight label, and it made it to me a-okay. So I don't know. It's up in the air. Did you see his interview with Renzi? I didn't get to see it yet. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube. We were actually at the we're on vacation, so I couldn't watch it. But I am gonna go back and watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it after the live tonight as I'm taking photos of this stuff. But Renzi is smart. Renzi is a very, very smart gentleman. He knows his stuff. Again, I'm just putting in arbitrary weights to this. If you're loading your show yourself, I would highly suggest putting in proper weights, but I've done so many show loads that I pretty much know what all of these are going to weigh at. And again, I'm overestimating on some of these. Like that Barefoot Dream sweater might be a pound, but I put 1 to 2 pounds. Again, it's not going to hurt the buyer, because between 1 to 2 pounds anyway, they would pay the same exact shipping price. So it really, really doesn't matter what you load those at. Unless they end up buying like 15 items and then they paid an extra 2 to 3 pounds in shipping, but that'd only be like an extra $5. And people are getting such good deals that most people won't really care that they're paying an extra $5. Is that a blouse? That's a blouse. It's going to be lighter weight. Nike quarter zip. It's going to be 1 to 2. Lily Plitzer skirt. It's going to be 8 to 11. Lily Plitzer dress. It's going to be 1 to 2. Lily Plitzer dress. That's a size 0 dress. It's a super lightweight one. It's another Lily Plitzer dress. That's a size medium. Disney shorts, 8 to 11. Tory Burch dress is definitely going to be 1 to 2. That's a heavy dress. Newitt tag Tory Burch dress. It's a really, really nice one. 1 pound for that one. North Face shirt, 8 to 11. Patagonia shorts, 8 to 11. Again, this is a boring part. This is part of it. Part of loading shows, boring part. But once we get done with this, it'll be a lot more fun to watch. Right now, it's just a slow part of loading everything. I got 100 items that I have to load in for the show and all the weights. If I was doing a show where basically it's all random pulls, I would set everything to 1 to 2 pounds. And the reason I would do 1 to 2 pounds on everything is because, as you can see, everything is below 1 to 2 pounds. So that way I know I'm not making a mistake on shipping. And even if something weighs more than 1 to 2 pounds, I only have to adjust one label at the end. So it's not that big of a deal. And again, you get free label adjustments. What do you use for an easy spreadsheet? What do you use for an easy spreadsheet for inventory? So I use, if you're talking about a spreadsheet for Whatnot, then I create my own spreadsheets for my consigners, and then I just copy and paste them over to this spreadsheet. This is one that Whatnot gives you. And I showed it earlier from this page. You just download the CSV from Whatnot, and you can just upload all of your items that you want to bring over to a Whatnot show. And then as soon as I get done loading this part of the show, you're going to see how I bring it all over to Whatnot. It's super simple, but you just download this CSV right here. Just click on that and you'll be able to download the CSV. Just type in Google, just type in creating a CSV file, or if you're on Facebook, so if you just scroll up a little bit on the chat, I did put it down in the chat too, so you can just click on that link and come on over to this CSV from Whatnot. If you're talking about inventory for like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, I use Nifty right now. I'm using Nifty for that. And last year I used Jason Hayes spreadsheet. I have links to both of those in my bio with discount codes and all that. Those are the two I would suggest, depending on what you want to do. If you're using Nifty already, then just upgrade your service so that way all the information gets downloaded right into Nifty. If you're not using Nifty and you don't feel like using Nifty, Jason Hayes spreadsheet's a good option. It keeps track of all of your information. It even has a separate spreadsheet specifically for Whatnot, so you can keep all those numbers separate too. Just for me, yeah, I would highly suggest Jason's spreadsheet. Here's his spreadsheet. Mine's not filled out at all right now, so yeah, don't look at it. It's literally not filled out because I haven't really used it this year because I started using Nifty more often. But Jason's spreadsheet, you have a spot for your inventory, you have a spot for your sales, you have a spot for your daily sales, your monthly sales, your yearly sales, your profit and loss, your expenses. You can track just Whatnot sales if you want it. As you can see, I have some Whatnot sales logged into here, so I can look at my profit and loss on those with the fees and the costs and all that. I'm able to use my consigners pay for that, so I know exactly how much I sell stuff for. So here's a perfect example of some Judy Blues. I don't think those were ours. Never mind. This is a perfect example of like Whatnot pay, like how much we make on Whatnot pay. So if we sell something for $23 at a 70-30 split, we'll make $5.99 on that item. The consignor would make $13.98. That's after the Whatnot fees. So you can see these are the two Whatnot fees. That's the consignor payout, and that's how much we made on that item. $24 item. Consignor made $14.54. We made $6.23 on that item, and we just keep up with that. I'm actually really far behind on keeping up with Whatnot numbers. I have to go back in and do that probably this weekend. You also have a spot for if you're a creator for merch. You have the creator spot where you put in the affiliate income that you get, and then you can put in your platforms, how much you're making on every single platform, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. That's Jason's spreadsheet. I got a link in my bio for that if you're looking for a good spreadsheet. Tuned in a little late. Did you go in and enter each description separately? Most of the stuff I sold on Whatnot was on eBay at that point. Could I just load it off of eBay listings? You could. Right now I'm using Vendoo to do that. Unfortunately, Nifty does not have a Whatnot cross-lister, so I'm having to use Vendoo. And when I do that, the description is automatically put in. For these items, everything in tomorrow's show is all consignment. So my description is the same description for each item. It's no cancellations, please bid responsibly. And then during the show, what we do is we show the item on the live. So you don't really need to describe it. That's a good thing about Whatnot and live selling. You really don't need to describe the item too much because you're describing it on the live. So your description can pretty much be a flatline description. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, because if somebody ever has an issue with your item, you have a video receipt where you can go back and show on the live, like, hey, I said there's a flaw right here. Go watch the video receipt. Like, I literally pointed it out to you and said it was there. And they're like, oh, I missed that part. Well, sorry, I pointed it out. And then if they tried to bring that up to Whatnot would review the sale, and they would basically say, hey, he said that he disclosed all flaws during the live. So you don't really have to fill out the description too much. It is good practice to have a description in there if you want to, but we don't put descriptions in there. We just describe on live. I hope that makes sense. And I gotta sneeze. Gosh, I gotta come. Nope. There it comes. I knew it was coming. All right, Jam's World Blouse. All right, I'm going to try to finish it up real quick so that way you guys aren't chilling watching me load numbers the whole time. Email me, cool. I'll check it after the live. I think I just heard it go off on my phone. Aloe leggings, Lily Pulitzer shirt dress is £1. What else we got here? Hey, Joey's asleep finally. Thank goodness. That boy has been awake. We're trying to potty train him still. He still is not going number 2 on the potty. And we have a big old garbage truck that lights up in the box above the bookcase. So he sees it, and as soon as he poops on the potty, he's allowed to have that garbage truck. But he still refuses to poop on the potty. Like, dude, he is the worst to train to go poop. He goes pee on the potty. He just won't go poop. I don't understand it. I've never seen a kid that takes this long to learn how to poop. All right. Almost done. 8 to 11 vintage Guess shirts. 8 to 11 Polo Ralph Lauren Olympic shirt. You could also do this too. I'm just going one by one, but you could also do this and scroll down. Vintage New Tag dress. Jam's World dress is going to be at 12 to 15. Lily Pulitzer top is 8 to 11. Hiking shorts are 12 to 15. Spanx shorts are 8 to 11. All right, almost done. These are all shirts. These are all 8 to 11 straight down to the bottom, and I'm going to change the price on all these to $5 starts because they're all basic shirts. So I'm pretty sure most people are going to bid right around that $5 to $10 mark, so we'll start those at 5. And now this spreadsheet is completely done. So we're ready to download this spreadsheet and bring it over to Whatnot. So you guys are going to see that magic happen right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the left-hand corner. I think you guys can see this, yeah. I'm going to come to the left-hand corner and hit download, and then I'm going to put download CSV, so comma separated variable or values are CSV. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I got to change the name of this too, to 28. So that way when it saves as the proper show. So file, download, CSV, and that's downloaded. So it takes 2 seconds to download that. Now what we're going to do is we are going to come over to our Whatnot Live that we have loaded up. And we're going to come over to this right here. And now we're going to bring in to our Whatnot show what we just downloaded. So I don't know. Are you guys going to be able to see temporary listing? Are you guys going to be able to see all my... Let me see. Can you guys see that? No, you can't see that. Okay, that works. Recents and, oh, hold on, desktop. Applications, downloads. That's what I'm looking for. And that one was called Fully Loaded Show 228. So that was right here. Just got to find it really quick. Here it is right here. Okay, now I'm going to hit open on the CSV, and you guys are going to see it's literally going to download all the information right into Whatnot. I don't have to really do anything. So it's starting to download. You can see at the top it says CSV import. And then on the left-hand side right here, you'll see all those products are getting downloaded. They have all their proper weights in there. They have your titles. We always make sure we put a number in the front. So that way when we're doing our live, all the items behind us are numbered. And then we can find those items if we just type in the number at the top. And I'll show you how that works really quick too. So this is almost loaded. There's 100 products. And last couple always take a couple extra seconds, but this will hit 100 products, and now that show is completely loaded. I'll get a little notification right here in just a second, and it'll say your show is completely loaded, and then we're ready to start adding photos to each one of our listings. So here we go. CSV import is done correctly. Now if we scroll over here, you'll see everything has $10 starts. All of them have the same description on the left-hand side. And we'll just scroll through really quick and verify that all of our listings are there. We know there's 100 products, and we know there was 100 listings, so everything should be here. If for whatever reason there was only 99 here and we were missing one, we would just have to find the missing one and put it in. But I've never had that happen. CSV uploads have gotten really, really good on Whatnot recently. So I haven't had any issues with loading them. And then we're just going to scroll down. All of these are loaded, easy peasy. And now we are ready to add our photos. So then from this point, what I would do is I would go on my phone, on the Whatnot app, I would take a photo of the item that I want to upload, go into each one of these products and just upload that simple photo. I only take one photo for each listing. I don't do more than one photo. So number two, training was always the hardest. My kids would hide behind the couch and go there instead of the potty. Yeah, that's what he does. He runs into his room and he goes potty in like a random corner of his room. And that's what he does. It's really freaking annoying. But that's basically what we do for loading up a show. Super simple. Now, I do want to show you this. So let's say that we were going to run let's say we're running number 51, which is it's a Tory Burch dress. To run number 51, because we put our numbers in the front of our listings, all we have to do is type in 51. And you'll see right here, it says new tag Tory Burch dress. That'll be number 51. So if somebody requested an item and they were like, I really want that item, I have to leave in the next 10 minutes. Can you please run that item? We could run it for them. So for this one, this Robert Graham shirt, if somebody requested that, they would go, hey, can you run number 21? I'll be like, sure. And then Kayla over here just hits 21 and then she hits product actions. And then she would start the auction. It looks different right now because we're not running the show. But basically, she would start the auction right here. She could pin the item, which brings it up to the chat so the chat can read it. And then once the show starts, that's when she could start the item. We do 15-second regular auctions. I think tomorrow night we'll do some sudden death too. So she'll be able to control all that over here while I'm over there running the show. So it makes it really seamless. If you don't have somebody helping you with the show, that's perfectly fine. You can do everything from your phone too. So you don't need a second. No, you don't need I can run a show smoothly. Like if I preload the whole show like I just did, it'd be really, really simple for me to run the show by myself. Because again, I could search all that on my phone while I'm doing that, or I could have the computer. So what I would suggest to do is have a computer, like a laptop, next to you, readily accessible. Because loading on the phone does take a little bit longer than loading on the computer. If you guys ever watch our live thrifts, when we're out live thrifting, usually I'm like standing there for a second showing the item as I'm loading. But if I were able to load it on the computer, it would take me no more than like 10 seconds to load an item. I can show you an example of how I load an item really quick on the computer. So hit share. Okay, I'm going to load one really quick. So I'm just going to click temporary listing. Let's say we had a Kuji men's 2XL that somebody requested in the room. They're like, hey, can you run that Kuji behind you for $300? I was like, cool, let's run it. So I type in Kuji 3XL. And then what I would do is, you don't have to make a description if you're preloading, but let's say I just put thanks because they're obviously asked for it. They know what they're getting. And then all I have to do is put this in a category, men's fashion, men's modern, hit done. Starting price is $300. Condition, you don't really need to fill out if you don't want to, but pre-owned excellent if you want to do that. And then the sweater weighs 1 to 2 pounds. And then I would hit confirm right here. And then that loads it over on this side. It's going to be all the way at the bottom, but let's just search for Kuji. And it's going to pop up. And then here we go. Now I can run that product. If I were to do that on my phone, it would take so much longer. It's a little bit of a longer process. But obviously I don't want this in tomorrow's show, so I'm going to delete it. If nobody buys it, you're like, okay, I want to delete that item. Boom, now it's gone. It's out of the way. Super easy. You can load stuff on the fly. You don't have to preload your show with anything. You can load it afterwards. Makes it super simple, super easy. So I figured that live would be cool to like show. I get a lot of questions. I'm probably going to do more of these type of lives as we're loading shows. At this point, what I'm going to do, actually, I'll show you this. Let me show you how I load an item into the show. So I'm going to share my screen really quick so you guys can see how quickly this adds it to the show. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, pay attention to this women's one Patagonia, number 1. I'm just going to take a basic photo. I'm probably going to retake these photos because it's a little dark in this room. But I'm going to do this from my phone. So I'm going to take it from the phone and then I'm going to upload it to Whatnot. So I'm just going to do a 4x3. And again, the photo is not going to look great because I'm doing it right here with not proper lighting. But here, I'm just going to hop into the Whatnot app. I'm going to go to my show. Whatnot app, go to shows, tomorrow's show. I'm going to go into that first Patagonia listing and I'm going to edit it. And then all I'm going to do is add a photo. And then I'm going to hit save changes. Now watch to the left-hand side. That was just uploaded and there's my photo. So literally as soon as I uploaded it to the app, it came right into the actual listing. So now people can see that item. If they were scrolling through and they wanted to see what that item looks like, they can scroll through all my photos and see that item. Obviously it's not a good picture, like I said, but easy peasy. Load it from your phone from the app right onto the auction, and then instantly it ends up right onto your show. That you don't have to edit or anything like that. So far in 2025, I'm doing my first live show in 2 days. Let's go. Yeah, you can literally just, if you have stuff loaded on eBay, Britt, and you're trying to bring stuff over to Whatnot, you can just copy and paste your titles right into this spreadsheet. That's what I would suggest you do, because you were saying you got some stuff listed on eBay. So I would just copy and paste your titles right over here. What I would highly suggest you do is have some sort of system like we have. Like we have everything numbered right here. So as we're running the show, we literally just grab the number, like it's on the front. It makes it so simple. And then shipping also becomes simple too, because when we ship each item on our Whatnot show, we're just looking for that front number. That's it. We're not looking for the item. We're not looking for anything else. I don't even care what the item is called. When I'm shipping and I see that number 25 and number 1 are together, when I'm grabbing my items, I'm literally just looking for these numbers right here. And this one says number 1. I know this is for that order. And then I'll go through and grab number 25. So now I have number 1 and number 25 ready to go right into the package. So that way you're not like hunting and pecking for stuff at the end of the show. You probably won't sell a whole lot on your first show. That's usual. That's typical. So it might not be that difficult on your first show, but your second, third, fourth show, as you start getting a buyer base, you're going to want to have some sort of system in place to make shipping very easy. So literally to make that easy, all you do is put a number in front of each one of your listings. And it makes things so much simpler. You can get these. We have these linked in our bio, the little placards on Amazon. I think they're like less than $10 for a pack of 100 of them. So that'll get you through for a very, very long time. But just put a number, like this Patagonia one, put a number right in the front. And then you just copy and paste your eBay title right in. You can even copy and paste your eBay description into this and put it in there. And it's easy to do. Super simple, super easy. What's the best way to get pallets for Whatnot? You talk to a guy named Surfs Up, and then you just steal all of his inventory. He ships it to you, and you tell him that you're going to do splits on it, and you don't do any splits on it. You just take all of his inventory and run. Maybe show shipping on another. I can show you shipping. Shipping is super duper simple. You'll see with shipping we have 2 people, so it makes it really easy. Basically, I just sit at the computer and I call numbers out. Kayla goes to the back rack and she grabs those numbers off the rack and she folds them up. As she's folding them up, I'm either getting a box together or getting a bag out. So by the time I get the box created for her to put the items in, she's already done folding them. She's put them in the clear bags. You guys really like us putting stuff in clear bags, so we continue to do that. And then she throws the stuff in the box. I seal it up, and as I'm sealing it up, I'm calling out the next couple numbers or the next order, and she goes back and grabs the next item. So by the time, we basically have a flow where as soon as I'm done packing an order, the next order is pretty much packed. So we're just constantly going through and packing orders super fast. Do you have a reserve minimum on prices? Tomorrow night all auctions start at $10, and it's all consignment stuff. So technically we have no buy cost in it. Whatever we sell it at, we make a profit on. There's no losing for us tomorrow night, but we do try to get the best prices for our consigners. So if you watched earlier today, we did run a couple items from consignment, but I made sure I started those super high. Not super high, I still gave good deals on them, but I started them at a higher price so that when my consignor got paid out good. We sold 4 items for him, 4 Lily Pulitzer dresses, and they were paid out $97 off of those 4 sales, and that's after our 30% split. So they made almost $100 off 4 items, and we still have all their other stuff in the show to sell tomorrow, but I wanted to keep a couple good pieces for tomorrow's show too. Can you comment again, how do you add photos after the upload? So you go on the Whatnot app. So go on the Whatnot app on your phone, go into your show, and then go on the specific listing you want to add photos to. I wish I could share my screen. You're going to go onto the Whatnot app. I'm going to try to show the screen so you can kind of see where this is. By the way, if you're not watching Whatnot right now, ZK is killing it. Absolutely killing it on Whatnot right now. She's selling Hoka shoes for anywhere between $100 to $200 right now on Whatnot, starting at $1. I was watching it earlier. I was like, holy cow. But yeah, so you go into the Whatnot app right there. I know it might look a little foggy, but you go into the Whatnot app, onto your listing, and then there's 3 dots right there. So you're going to click those 3 dots. And then at the bottom, you'll see it says edit listing. I don't know if that's coming through good, but it says edit listing right there at the bottom. You hit edit listing. And then from there, you have a spot to add photos right at the top. So this one already has a photo, obviously, but you'd hit add photo. And then you go into your camera roll, upload media, upload photo. And then you save that at the end. As soon as you save that listing, it's up on Whatnot for everybody to see. Easy peasy. Yeah, well, I might do a live shipping for Whatnot orders. This is gonna be a big show though. It's 100 items, and I don't know how many questions I'll be able to answer during the shipping because I don't want to mess up shipping. Maybe we'll think about doing a shipping live on Monday because that's usually when we ship out these orders, or maybe I'll do a small one on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. How do the freight costs work out? They work out, for pallets. Are you talking about pallets, Ralph? Or are you talking about like on Whatnot, like shipping on Whatnot? Yeah, if we can do that, maybe we'll do a shorter live. Because yeah, 100 item show, we should have about 50 orders to pack, which will take us roughly about an hour to an hour and a half to pack that show. If I'm answering questions in chat, you can add about an hour onto that. That's usually what happens when I ship my morning orders. If I have 15 morning orders and that takes me 45 minutes to do when I'm answering questions, it would literally take me like 10 to 15 minutes to do if I did it by myself. So we'll see if we do that. It's gonna be a harder show for us to do that, but should be a good show. If you're not bookmarking that show, come tomorrow. If you're a Whatnot seller and you just want to watch how the show is run, come to tomorrow's show because both of those racks are going to be run. We might not run everything on the second rack. Like I said, we'll just have to play it by ear, see how many people we have in there. But once people start seeing the items that we're going to be running, when we preload everything and everybody sees what we have coming up, I think we're going to keep everybody in that show. This piece right here, I want you guys to look up this piece. Look up this piece and see what this shirt goes for. When you look up Howler Bros, look up that snap shirt, look up that, and then make sure you look up the ones with the flowers on it. Actually, let's look them up really quick. I got the computer. Let's look these up. I didn't look up the exact one I have, but let's just show you guys what kind of shirt this is. That's insane. To be honest, this consigner, thank you so much for sending this in. This is like an insane piece. Look at these pallets. I'll tell you that in a second. Hold on. So these are the Gaucho shirts. I think it's how you pronounce it. Look at these sales prices, and I'll show you how many are listed versus how many are sold too. Look at these sale prices. This is pre-owned, by the way. $450. $60, $125, $95, $69, $150, $115, $79, $89, $225 on bid for $225, $85, $90, $121, $164.99. That's going to be in tomorrow's show starting at $10. Like insane stuff. There's 227 sold and there is 185 currently listed on eBay. So that's more than 100% sell through on that item. And we have one of those we're going to run for $10 tomorrow, perfect condition. So how long will you keep inventory before putting on sale? For eBay, I usually do a sale like once every 6 months. I really don't run too many sales because I'm able to bring that stuff over to Whatnot, so I'm able to clear it out. I think within the next 6 months, once we move and get everything set up, I probably won't even do sales on eBay anymore because everything, hopefully hopefully when Nifty integrates Whatnot, I'll have everything listed to Whatnot, eBay, and Poshmark. I'm going to drop Mercari and Depop, and I'm going to be able to just move stuff. Even if I have to sell it for less on Whatnot, I'm able to clear it out within the same week. That's basically what I hope to do. Pallets, the price on pallets, it really wasn't expensive. I think we have 500 items. It was, I think, around like $300 for shipping, somewhere around there. And I don't think it's coming technically in a pallet. I think they're shipping it in a bunch of big boxes. And the location where they're shipping it from is pretty close to where we are. So the shipping cost really isn't that much. The farther you get your pallet away from you, the more expensive the pallet's going to be. So you just have to keep that in mind. The best thing to do is find a pallet company local to you that you can just drive to and go pick up, so you save all that shipping cost. That would be the way to do it. I want to show one more piece that's going to be in tomorrow's show too. I showed this one earlier. This is sick. Again, these I don't understand. Again, shout out to the consigner for sending this in. This shirt right here would sell almost instantly. I'm thinking wouldn't sit on eBay for more than a week. And we got one of these in size XL. It's a pearl snap poncho shirt. Really good long sleeve poncho with the ventilation in the back. If you know, you know. That's going to be on tomorrow's show starting at $10. So all this is consignment. All this came in on consignment. It's really, really, really good stuff. So Lily Plitzer, we have like a bunch of Lily P up there. That dress right there is the Tory Burch. That's brand new with tags, and it retails for $448. That dress right there, Tory Burch, brand new. The whole top row is pretty much all Patagonia, and then so we got winter stuff in the beginning of the show, and then mostly like summer, spring type items near the end of the show. So it's like a really good, like, inclusive show. It has basically everything you want. I'm trying to think, do I have anything else that's crazy in there? Oh, I do have crazier pieces. You like Patagonia? We have a Patagonia puffer. This is a women's size medium Patagonia puffer. These are like all day, easy sellers. $10 is what this is starting at. So it's really, really good stuff. And then Ariat Tech. So this is a good one. Ariat Tech, and this has the fluffy liner. So if you look on the inside, that's all fluffy. It's got the pink accent right there to go with the pink liner. And you can see that liner runs all the way through on this piece. So it's a really, really nice Ariat Tech. But yeah, everything tomorrow it's insane. Like tomorrow's show is going to be so freaking good. And I already have another show in the works for the following week. Since the pallet's going to be coming a little later than expected. I have a men's show. This is mostly women's stuff. And this one next week is going to be mostly men's stuff. And it's going to be insane pieces. So yeah, we're trying to build back the most insane pre-owned clothing show. There's some competitors now. There's some people running some good pre-owned clothing shows, but when it comes to the best of the best, I think we still have top-notch stuff. So we get the best brands in, and a lot of the stuff I find locally and I throw into these shows. This is literally none of my stuff, by the way. None of this is mine. It's all consignment. If you have the shipping weight as 8 to 11 and it ends up being 6 ounces, do you get penalized? No. You don't get penalized at all. The buyer is just paying that extra shipping. But to be honest, it's like $1 more that they're paying for that. And again, if they bought 2 items in that show, let's say, yeah, if they buy 2 to 3 items in that show, they would have been on free shipping anyway. So it doesn't really penalize them at all. Between 1 and 5 pounds, you get free shipping. So you always overestimate a little bit because of the weights you have on your items. You always overestimate because you're always going to add weight for packaging materials, things like that. So if it's 6 ounces, you'd probably want to bump up to 8 ounces anyway. But no, you don't get penalized. The post office doesn't care. The only time they would care is if you're like egregiously like off. So if it's like a 5 pound package and you put for like a pound, you probably get in trouble for that. But again, I've had people that I bought from on Whatnot that have used 1 pound labels that shipped it to me and they got here perfectly fine. So, do you consistently pay up on inventory or just luck into stuff? For my stuff, I don't mind paying up for inventory. If I have something that's going to sell, like that poncho shirt right there, we recently picked one of those up for $16.50, I think is what we paid for it at the thrift store. No, I didn't pay up for that. But anyways, that poncho shirt, I would pay all day like 17, anywhere between 15 to $20. And the reason I would, long sleeve, is this. This is the reason why. I would pay all day $15 for that shirt at a thrift store. And a lot of people would pass on it. They'll be like, $15 is way too much. I would never do that. 52 currently listed on eBay. And if you go over to Solds, there is currently 332 sold. This is what they sell for. Like, people who don't pay up for items, I just don't understand. That poncho shirt right there, 2XL moss colorway. There's an orange one for $69. That's an item that, you know, tomorrow night we're going to be running for $10 start. There's the same exact shirt, 2XL. It's a 2XL instead of XL. That one's going for $70. So some people would say paying up $15 is way too much for that shirt. I say you're crazy because that shirt is literally going to sell within a week. There is 50 listed and over 300 sold. That means that shirt is going to sell literally instantly. I heard you say consignment. That answered me. Yes, all that's consignment. So that I don't have to pay up for that inventory. Although I have played around with the idea of, instead of doing consignment, offering a buyout service. So basically I have a set price that I pay per item, and it would be basically me paying up for items from people who watch the channel, people who just want to sell their stuff. They just want to get rid of some stuff. Maybe some items are not selling in their store, so they just want to be able to take all those items, throw them into a box, and then ship them to me. I've considered doing a service, but I would only take certain brands if I did that way. And I'd have to figure out a price I'm going to pay. But I probably won't do that until after we move into the new house when I have some room. That's probably when I would offer that service. But yeah, I would pay up for certain items. I do all the time. If you watch my videos, I mean, those Polo Ralph Lauren Purple Label pants that were brand new with tags, I think we paid $60 for those or $50 for those at the thrift store. I sold them for over, I think it was like $150. People were telling me in the comments they would never pay that price for those. That's way too much, and I sold them within a month for $150. I have no problem paying up for stuff. It does not bother me at all. But that's it. Hope you guys liked that little tutorial video. I thought I might as well just hop on live and show you guys kind of how we load shows and everything. Make sure you bookmark tomorrow's show. If you're a seller and you just want to watch how the show is run, you don't have to buy anything. Just come into the show, hang out, have some fun. We're probably going to do some giveaways. I'm thinking about doing some buyer appreciation giveaways too, because we do have some really good stuff, and I know there's going to be people spending really, really good money. So that way I can give back to those people who spend up for some stuff. So I'm thinking about loading some of those up, and then some regular giveaways just for hanging out and being in the chat. So go bookmark the show, and I'll probably do more of these lives within the near future, like just showing myself load shows, because I think you guys can learn a lot from just the live atmosphere of loading a show instead of like a video of me loading it. So I do plan to make videos in the future for whatnot, but I figured this would be a good start. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard